If you think muscle grows because of the pump, the soreness, and the macro tears, this video is going to change how you train. Once you understand this, your workouts are going to change. They're going to get simpler, more effective, and more time efficient. Mechanical tension. You've most likely heard the word going around in social media. Mechanical tension simply is the force that is applied to your muscle when your muscle is actively stretching. Now, there's three important aspects of mechanical tension: the load, the muscle length, and the active control of the resistance. Now, it's not how heavy the weight is, it's how much tension the muscle itself is producing. Now, let's dig in why mechanical tension drives hypertrophy and strength. At the most basic level, our muscles grow because they're forced to produce high levels of tension that is in use. When muscle fibers are repeatedly loaded with heavy weights, they adapt. They get bigger and thicker in response. And that's where progression overload comes in place. That tension mainly comes from three things: how much force your muscle has to produce, how long the muscle is under that tension, how stretched the muscle is. Now, does that mean that metabolic stress and muscle damage do nothing at all? No, they all go hand in hand. They're related, but some of them are more effective while the others are not. And by emphasizing and focusing on the main driver, you can get the most out of your training. We yapped about hypertrophy. Let's go for how we can use mechanical tension to get stronger. We can break down strength into two parts: neural and muscle adaptation. High tension teaches our body to recruit more motor units and coordinate the force better. Now, when our muscle adapts that kind of tension, it grows thicker and bigger. That means hypertrophy and strength are not opposite. They're pretty much similar, and mechanical tension is a bridge between them. Now, if this video is helping you to think differently about training, you're exactly who this channel is for. Okay, now we have all of this knowledge. Now, how we apply this knowledge to our training matters the most. Now, this session is not about how to make a program, it's about how to apply mechanical tension to our program. If you want to learn how to make program based on movement patterns, go watch my last video. It's really helpful to understand how programming works. Anyways, the first thing that you want to do when it comes down to applying mechanical tension to your workouts is choosing the right exercise. Now, what is the right exercise? The right exercise is an exercise that is stable, high intention, and has a fairly good stretch. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to have good enough stretch for our muscle. Not every exercise makes the equal amount of tension. For example, if you're doing a bicep curl versus a preacher curl, the stretch and the tension in the bottom is way different in the two exercises. The preacher curl has more stretch when the muscle is lengthened, and it creates more tension. Now, does that mean that you should cut off bicep curls? Not at all. Bicep curls also work. Now that we chose our exercise, we want to go for the volume, the intensity, and the frequency of that exercise. We want to train that exercise 2 to 3 times per week. Now we have two different volumes: how many sets and how many reps you do. It all doesn't really matter as long as the intensity is high. I see all over the internet, they're arguing about high reps, low reps, high sets, low sets. That's not the case. As long as you go hard enough, as long as the intensity is there, you're applying mechanical tension, you're getting the most out of that exercise, and it works. Now, the adaptations might be different, the risk of injury might be different, but it all comes down to your goal. If your goal is to be able to hold tension for longer, you can go for higher reps, but if your goal is to get stronger, you can go for lower reps. Third thing comes down to the technique that you do. If you're doing an exercise for 2 weeks and you're not getting any better at it, don't go higher, because if you do, your technique is going to be off. You're not controlling the weight. You're not going to get the most out of that exercise. I'm going to use biceps as an example so you guys understand how the thinking behind it works. I'm going to choose 2 exercises. I'm going to go for a preacher curl and a rope hammer curl. I'm going to do each exercise twice per week. On my upper days, I'm going to do each exercise for 2 sets. I will go to 6 to 8 reps where I feel that I have 0 to 3 reps in my tank. So that means it's either to failure, I have 1 more rep, 2 more reps, or 3 more reps until I reach failure. That's how we specify the intensity. And lastly, I'm gonna put 2 minutes rest between each set because I wanna get the most out of each set. Make sure the quality of those sets are proper enough. Now, there's something related to the volume and how we train to make sure that the volume isn't stopping us. If you want me to make a video on volume as well, let me know in the comments. Now, if you care about understanding training, no matter if you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced, stick around and subscribe, because my goal is to build a community where I can teach you what I know, and you guys can teach me what you know. We can grow as a whole. As always, be positive, be kind to everyone, and chase the smiles, not the numbers. Have a blessed day.